I've seen you on talk shows. You've been on like Jimmy Kimmel. I've seen that.
No.
No, you haven't.
I haven't.
No, that's right. Well,
I haven't.
Jimmy Kimmel has been the host of Jimmy Kimmel Live since the late-night talk show premiered in January 2003, making him one of the longest-running talk show hosts currently still on air. Once named one of Time's most influential people, Kimmel has reached a level of fame that not many late-night talk show hosts get to see. But as the old saying goes, the road to success is littered with bumps and bruises, and you wouldn't believe some of the humiliating situations Kimmel has found himself in. So today, we're going to be taking a look at some times that Jimmy Kimmel was insulted by celebrities throughout his career. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. First, we have the unexpected reunion with Sarah Silverman. This moment hits a little close to home as Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman used to be in a relationship with one another. And just like any ex, time spent together is awkward regardless of whether both partners have moved on or not. As a tribute to the late and great Joan Rivers, who was famous for her observational humor, Jimmy and Sarah decided to put their feelings aside and memorialize her properly by doing something she would have loved, namely, them throwing insults at one another. Silverman, a comedian herself, started off by saying that if Joan was still alive, she'd ask Kimmel if his tie was made by Calvin Klein. She also made reference to his shirt, asking him whether he thinks they also sell it in a men's size. Lastly, Silverman asked Kimmel where he had bought his hair, to which he replied, "I got it off your back." As awkward as the interview was, everyone loved it, and I'm sure Joan Rivers would have loved it too. Next is the late and great Don Rickles. You'll be excused if you don't know who Don Rickles was, as he was likely a bit before your time. But all you really need to know is that he was the king of insult comedy back in the day. Think of him as the female Joan Rivers, and you'll have a better idea of who Jimmy was working with when he had him on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Rickles has been terrorizing late-night talk show hosts for generations now, to such an extent that being taken apart by the man is almost considered to be a badge of honor that comedians strive for. Luckily for Jimmy, Rickles decided to award him this so-called badge of honor on his very own show. In the 18 times Rickles appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, he referred to the host as a dumbbell, asked him on numerous occasions whether he was talking too fast for Kimmel's brain to keep up, and remarked that he badly needed a nose job. But in Rickles' own words, "I exaggerate life. Make fun of ourselves as I make fun of you, you know? You should be proud because if I didn't like you, I wouldn't make fun of you." Regardless of how insulting Rickles could be, he was an amazing human being and a dear friend to Kimmel, and, like Joan Rivers, will be sorely missed by the host and all of us. How about the return of Matt Damon? One of the longest-running bits on Jimmy Kimmel Live is the fake feud between Jimmy and Matt Damon. The story behind this feud is that one day, after a show that didn't really go well, Kimmel turned to the cameras and said, "I want to apologize to Matt Damon. We ran out of time." The audience and producing staff burst out in laughter as Matt Damon was never supposed to appear that evening. Jimmy simply said the first name that popped into his head. So spawned the ever-present running joke of Jimmy having no time for poor Matt Damon. Damon has, from that time forward, tried to sneak himself onto the show by dressing up like Tom Brady, Dr. Phil, and even once pretended to be a Manny, which is a man nanny for those of you who didn't know, for George Clooney, who was set to appear. At one point, it's revealed that the frenemies are actually in couples counseling with one another, in which Damon says, "This is what he does, and it's what he does so well. He talks the talk, right? And now he makes me sound crazy." Finally, standing up for himself after years of scripted abuse by Jimmy, Damon crashes the Emmys while Jimmy was hosting. Walking on stage in a blasé way while eating an apple, he tells Kimmel that he missed the last category and sarcastically asked, "Did you win?" Knowing full well that Jimmy actually lost to the likes of John Oliver, Damon finished off by clapping and asking the audience to clap along with him while saying, "Can we cheer Jimmy up? He's a big loser. Big round of applause." This was obviously scripted, so good on Jimmy for allowing himself to be put through this after learning of his loss. That's professionalism right there. Next is Lena Headey, the mother who always pays her debts. Everyone knows Lena Headey as one of the most hated characters in Game of Thrones history, Cersei Lannister, who is an absolute savage when it comes to dishing out insults. Unfortunately for Jimmy, this is something Lena has in common with her character, which became all too obvious when she appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Wanting the real Lannister experience, Kimmel brought out some goblets and wine as dramatic music started to play. It didn't take long for Lena to spit out the first insult, saying, "That's a lovely tie. It's a shame it's around such a worthless neck." But Lena wasn't finished there. Other insults followed, both belittling Kimmel's hosting career and threatening physical violence upon him. The evening was brought to a close when Jimmy said it was a pleasure to have her on the show, but a pity that this would be the last time, causing Lena to come up with this little gem. "The last time? I believe your wife must say that to you every night." Sheesh, call the fire department for that burn. With savage comebacks like that, it's no wonder Lena was able to secure the role of Cersei. Pity for Jimmy though. Maybe trading insults with the Lannister queen was not the best idea. Next up, we have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Fans of Dwayne Johnson delight in hearing the wrestler turned actor's name, as not only is he a joy to watch, it seems like there's nothing he can't do. Jimmy took this as a bit of a challenge, calling the actor out and taking credit for bringing back a trend that was huge in the 80s. What trend was this, you might ask? Well, wearing a fanny pack, of course. Johnson responded that he had always worn a fanny pack when he was younger, referring to an old photo of him wearing the piece of clothing which had become a bit of a meme. But this was not the end of the humorous feud. The celebrities next started wearing fanny packs to every event that they could. Johnson even snuck one onto the set of his movie Central Intelligence and made it a part of the character he was portraying. When Johnson appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live, some trash talking ensued, just like we knew it would. Essentially, Johnson told Kimmel that he not only started the trend, but wore it way better than the host. He made one crucial mistake though, made apparent as soon as Kimmel stood up from behind his desk. What was that around his waist? A fanny pack. Unfortunately for The Rock, insults were not enough to win this one, and he conceded the crown to Kimmel. How about that awkward apology to Caitlyn Jenner? Caitlyn Jenner has been through quite a bit, all of it within the public eye. In case you weren't quite up to speed with the situation, Caitlyn Jenner used to be called Bruce back when she was a man competing in the Olympics. After winning gold and starting a family we now know as the Kardashian clan, Bruce transitioned from male to female, becoming the poster child for trans rights. When appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live post-transition, Jimmy remarked that it was quite strange seeing her how she looked now, compared to how she used to. She took the moment to talk about the issues she was facing, one of them being her constant criticism by the media. The interview took a turn for the worst, with Caitlyn looking to Kimmel and calling him out for making jokes about her during this challenging period in her life. Nobody likes to be called out, especially not on international television. Always the professional, however, Kimmel apologized to Caitlyn for his ignorant comments, informing her that when he made them, he wasn't quite sure what was going on. Although still skeptical of his apology, she accepted it. Something tells me she won't be back on the show for a while, though. Of course, Kanye West made the list. The thing about Kanye West is, well, I don't think he even knows what he's going to say before he says it. Over the past couple of years, there have been some crazy comments coming from that man. Everything from slavery being a choice to him being God. And who could forget his most recent ramblings about wanting to run for election as President of the United States so he can rule the country like Wakanda? Kimmel thought it was a good idea to have Kanye on Jimmy Kimmel Live shortly after he had recreated an interview of Kanye going off about being important. But rather than using an adult male, Kimmel decided to use a kid to reenact the rapper's ramblings. Before appearing on the show, Kanye took to Twitter to voice his concerns about the skit. In one tweet, he said, "Jimmy Kimmel is out of line to try and spoof in any way the first piece of honest media in years." In another, Kanye seemed to take a dig at the host's appearance, saying, "You can't put yourself in my shoes. Your face looks crazy. Is that funny? Or if I had a kid say it, would it be funny?" Kimmel, a comedian at heart, commented that being in a rap feud without actually being a rapper has always been a dream of his, and he's so glad he was able to live it. But despite the Twitter feud, Kimmel decided to have Kanye on the show and try to bridge the gap between them in one of the most awkward interviews in late-night history. Kanye was cold and standoffish the entire time as Kimmel tried so desperately to quash the beef between them. Referring to Kimmel as just a television host, Kimmel accepted defeat. I suppose you can't be friends with everyone. So, there you have it. Those were just a few of the times that celebrities had less than flattering things to say about Jimmy Kimmel. But what do you think of the host? Let me know in the comment section down below. Jimmy Kimmel has been on the screens for such a long time now, there's almost nothing he hasn't seen. So I'm sure none of these would have really affected him that much. Anyway, thanks for watching the video and have a great day. A simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We will be giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or a MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple.